Let me paint a picture that might feel painfully familiar. You check your bank account, and there's maybe $143 in there. Payday is still 5 days away, so you start doing that mental math. If I don't buy lunch, if nothing unexpected happens, if the car doesn't make a weird noise, maybe you'll make it. And in moments like that, saving $5,000 doesn't just feel hard, it feels completely unrealistic. Like something only organized, disciplined, financially perfect people can do. Meanwhile, you hear about people with $50,000 in savings, $100,000 invested, and it feels like they're living in a different universe. Here's the thing, they are, but not for the reason you think. Because the hardest money you will ever save is your first $5,000. And once you cross that line, this is where it gets really interesting. The next $50,000 becomes dramatically easier. Today, I'm going to show you why that happens, both mathematically and psychologically, and exactly how to break through that first barrier. The lie we're told about saving money. Look, most financial advice sounds simple. Just spend less than you earn. Just save 20%. Just build an emergency fund. Okay. But if it were that simple, more than half of adults wouldn't struggle to cover a $1,000 emergency. That's not a discipline failure. That's a system failure. Here's what most people don't realize. Saving money isn't just about behavior. It's about starting position. And the starting position for most people is working against them. Why the first $5,000 feels impossible. There are three invisible forces making your first $5,000 brutally hard. 1. You have zero margin. Let's do real math. Imagine someone brings home $3,500 a month after taxes. Typical expenses might look like rent, $1,400, food, $500, transportation, $350, utilities and subscriptions, $250, debt payments, $300, random life spending, $700. That's $3,500, which means saving isn't hard because you're lazy. Saving is hard because there's nothing left. So every dollar saved feels like taking oxygen away from your current life. Of course, that feels impossible. 2. Emergencies reset you to zero. Now imagine you somehow save $600. You feel proud, maybe even hopeful. Then the car repair hits, $800, back to zero. And psychologically, that's devastating because progress that disappears feels worse than no progress at all. So your brain quietly decides, why bother? This is where it gets really interesting because this emotional reset is one of the biggest reasons people never reach $5,000. Not math, emotion. 3. Your brain is wired for short-term survival. Look, human brains weren't designed for retirement accounts. They were designed to survive winter. So when money is tight, your brain shifts into survival mode. Focus on today, avoid discomfort. Grab relief quickly. Saving money does the opposite. It delays relief. It creates short-term pain. It rewards you far in the future. So biologically, saving your first $5,000 feels like the wrong decision, even when it's the smartest one. The moment everything changes, now you might be thinking, okay, so saving is hard. How does it suddenly become easy after $5,000? Great question, because something fundamental shifts once you cross that first threshold, and there are three powerful changes that happen. Shift number 1. Emergencies stop destroying progress. Before $5,000, car repair equals financial crisis. Medical bill equals credit card debt. Unexpected expense equals starting over. After $5,000, those same events become inconveniences, not disasters. And that single change means your savings finally start moving forward consistently. No more emotional resets, no more starting from zero. That's huge. Shift number 2, your identity changes. Here's something subtle but powerful. Before $5,000, you feel like someone who's bad with money. After $5,000, you start seeing yourself as someone who saves. And identity drives behavior more than motivation ever will. Because once your brain believes, I'm a saver, You start making decisions that match that story. This is why the second $5,000 is dramatically easier than the first. Shift number 3 in math finally starts helping you. Before $5,000, progress comes only from effort. After $5,000, progress comes from momentum. Let's say you invest $5,000 and earn a modest 7% return. That's $350 per year without working extra hours. At $50,000 invested, now you're earning $3,500 per year doing nothing. This is where saving transforms from pushing a rock uphill to rolling downhill. Why the next $50,000 gets easier. So what actually makes the next $50,000 easier? 3 big reasons. 1. Compounding starts to matter. At small amounts, investment growth feels invisible. At larger amounts, it becomes obvious. Invisible progress creates motivation. Motivation creates consistency. Consistency creates wealth. 2. Income usually rises over time. Most people earn more in their 30s and 40s than in their 20s. So the hardest saving years happen when income is lowest, which means the struggle you feel now isn't permanent, it's positional. 3. Systems replace willpower. Early saving depends on discipline. Later saving depends on automation. And automation is powerful because it removes daily decisions. No decision, no stress, no resistance, just steady growth. The breakthrough strategy for your first $5,000. So how do you actually cross that line? Not with motivation, not with perfection, with 3 specific moves. Step 1. Create artificial margin. If nothing is left at the end of the month, you must change the equation. That might mean temporary spending cuts, selling unused items, short-term extra income. Not forever, just long enough to hit $5,000, because once you're past the wall, the climb gets easier. Step 2. Protect early savings at all costs. Your first savings dollars are fragile, so they need protection. Separate account. No investing yet. Emergency use only. Think of this as building a financial shield, because stability comes before growth. Always. Step 3. Automate the climb. Even $25 a week is over $1,300 a year. Small, automatic moves beat big emotional promises. Every time. A story most people never hear. Here's something fascinating. Many people who eventually built 6-figure net worths didn't start with big salaries. They started with one moment, crossing their first few $1,000s and realizing, wait, this is actually possible. And that belief changed everything that followed, because confidence with money isn't built from income. It's built from evidence. The bigger truth about wealth. Look, wealth isn't created in the leap from $50,000 to $500,000. It's created in the quiet, invisible battle to reach the first $5,000. That's the hardest part, the slowest part, the most emotional part. But it's also the part that changes your entire trajectory. Because once momentum begins, time starts working for you instead of against you. So if saving money feels impossible right now, you're not broken, you're not lazy, you're not bad with money. You're just standing at the hardest point of the journey. And the moment you cross that first line, everything begins to shift. Stress drops, confidence rises, progress accelerates. And one day, you'll look back at the version of you struggling to reach $5,000 and realize that was the exact moment your financial life started to change. If this helped you see money differently, hit the like button so more people can find this. And subscribe, because every week we break down the real psychology and math behind building financial freedom without hype, without gimmicks, and without pretending it's easy. And remember, the goal isn't to get rich overnight. The goal is to cross the line that makes everything else possible. I'll see you in the next video.